Welcome to this edition of In-Depth Alaska. I'm Tracy Sinclair. And while many of us may not have heard of the golden Spurtle, Georgia Barkwood from Palmer, Alaska, is currently in Scotland to compete for that prize. We'll let her and John Thompson explain it in more detail.
You're from Alaska. Where in Alaska are you from?
I am from beautiful Palmer, Alaska.
Beautiful. All right. We were joking a little bit because we've had a lot of success. Eagle River, the Valley. We've got some folks like that have won Olympic medals right over the course of the summer, and here we are. You're in like the competition for. Is it? And tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm brand new to this. The Golden Spurtle. Is it the best porridge that you can make, or can you tell us a little bit about the competition?
Sure, John. Yeah. The Golden Spurtle competition is the it's the 35th international porridge competition in Porridge, Scotland here. So there are two different heats. So one is a traditional heat where you cook salt, water, and porridge with a wooden dowel like these guys here, traditional dowel. And then the second heat is a recipe of my own concocting. So it will be a specialty recipe, and I will cook both of these in a half an hour heat. And there are 30 competitors with our half-hour heat, so there's about 5 rounds.
That's incredible. Have you always been in the porridge game, or is this a new development? How did you develop this passion?
It's in my genes. My father was a Swiss man. I've been cooking porridge my entire life. The whole family cooks porridge. And of course, we didn't call it porridge. We just called it oats. So long family history of soaking overnight and doing your oats in the morning. I just got involved with cooking with this Spurtle 2 years ago when I was in the Highland Games, and I entered a contest there. And I know oats. However, I never cooked with a Spurtle before. So the first introduction was when I entered the Alaskan Scottish Highland Games Midnight Sun Spurtle contest. So, like I said, I do know oats, but I did not know Spurtles. And I won it, which afforded me the interest to check out the international competition. I did apply that year. That was 2023. And I was declined because it was 2 days after the entry had closed. So I waited a whole year, re-entered, and was awarded a spot in this competition. And incidentally, I did win the Midnight Sun Spurtle contest in 2024 as well.
That's awesome. Well, congrats on all your success. And this has got to be a year of thinking about this. A lot of anticipation. I'm sure a lot of testing some different recipes, different things like that. How did you fine tune your craft here for this?
My husband ate porridge for an entire year and different variations. A couple times I posted on social media in my neighborhood groups and I said, hey, I have a pot of porridge. It's 9 o'clock. If anybody's available to come and taste this, you're welcome to come on down. So I had a lot of takers, a lot of different recipes, and a lot of different variations and incarnations of that said recipe. My recipe for the 2024 Midnight Sun Spurtle contest was obviously the winning entry for that competition, but this one is a variation of that recipe. So I won't give it away, but it is a savory variation of the recipe. They can be sweet or savory, and I chose to do one that's more of a hearty dish with shelf-stable items because, Alaskans in the winter and dry cabins and whatnot, we know how to sustain ourselves with shelf-stable goods, and that's my kind of platform for this recipe.
Well, that was my next question. I was going to ask if Alaska inspired you at all. It sounds like it did, so that'll be pretty neat.
Yeah.
Well, please go ahead.
Yeah, the recipe was inspired by the resilience of Alaskan people. So you're in a dry cabin, or you're out camping, whatever, and you have these goods. How do you put them together in a way that's really delicious, but hearty and unique? And that's sort of where I went with this one. I also use my own preserves. So we're getting a little bit of Alaska summer in there.
Sounds amazing. You're killing us right now. Everybody back in Alaska is going to be so jealous that they can't give it a little sample. But what a wonderful thing. So let's see. I was going to ask. You got there's the Spurtle in your hand. What makes this different? What makes it different from in terms of? I mean, how do you use this when you're cooking?
So this is a Spurtle. Traditionally they are birch. They are just a wooden Scottish dowel used for stews, porridge, cooking in general. And the reason that they're so unique is the bottom just gets into the nooks and crannies of whatever pot you have, as opposed to most other things. It goes straight in the middle, and it is always stirred with a clockwise position. Otherwise, it's traditionally said you will be invoking the wrath of the devil. So clockwise in this direction, traditional birch. My neighbor actually just gave me that one from his 100-year-old birch tree. So this is very unique, and I'm going to use that in a competition in my specialty dish. So they can be different lengths and sizes, but they're all rounded at the bottom, and the top is typically the national flower of Scotland. So it's in the shape of a thistle, if you can see that.
No, this is incredible. It's an education, I think, for a lot of people. This will be very. And how long has this been? I mean, you said this is the 35th year of the World Championship, but I
Yeah.
mean, in terms of porridge making, this goes back to, I mean, the history of porridge, right?
Yeah.
It's simple and effective over time. Talk a little bit about the history.
So the history of the Spurtle, I believe, starts in the 16th century. It is quite a lengthy one, and porridge has been around forever. Oats, production of oats. Pin oats are what we use in the competition, and they are in America. They're called steel cut oats, I believe. Yes, steel cut oats, and in Scotland here they're pin oats, but they're not rolled oats, and same health benefits as rolled oats, but they're very small, like the shape of a pin, the top of a pinhead, and they're a little bit grainier and a little bit nuttier. So the flavor is more substantial, more of a hearty dish, a little bit less creamy, but it depends on how you cook them. And the Spurtle comes into play with it's just the traditional tool used, and it does so well in the pot, whatever pot you have.
I just had a colleague pass me a note, and they're curious what the secret is to an award-winning porridge. And I don't know if you can actually tell us because you said you can't pull the curtain back all the way. Okay. But is it a style thing? Is it kind of how you work the oats?
It is a style thing. It is really, I think what I want to say about that is the magic is in the wand. I cannot give away any more secrets. The magic is in the wand.
That is fair. Okay. So you flew over, you're all prepared. When does this all go down? Do you have another day to rest and to get everything together, or are you competing tomorrow?
I will be competing at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning in Carbridge, Scotland. So it's at the Village Hall. It is aired live on Facebook, or I'm sorry, it is live streamed on Facebook, 10 o'clock to 4 p.m. Scottish time. And I believe also on YouTube. So I do have an extra day here of just labeling all my goods. I brought all of my cookware over. I brought everything associated with the recipe over, except for a few key ingredients that I needed to source here. Um, and Clue, I found a wonderful local fishmonger here in Aviemore, and they helped me get my recipe together with some amazing prawns. And so tomorrow it will be labeling all of my cookware. It'll be arranging everything and dropping it off at Village Hall. And we have a meet and greet at 6 o'clock, a little reception for us to meet the judges, to meet the other contestants, and the porridge chieftain, Chief Alan Rankin, I have met today because I kind of stalked the Village Hall and kind of got the lay of the land, and he met us there and was really gracious and welcoming.
What does it mean to you to be at this competition? I mean, this is the best in the world competing, and you just started. I mean, you've been making porridge essentially your whole life, but you just started the competition part. How do you feel? What does it mean to you Because it sounds like this is really, really taken over your life the last year or so.
Yeah, I've planned quite a lot to get to this spot and in the world. Long travels and long year. And I had many sponsors help me do this. And I thank them from the bottom of my heart. I couldn't have done it without a lot of sponsors. And it means the world to me because, like I said, I know porridge, but I just wanted to put Alaska and Palmer on the map. There's been very few US competitors that have actually won this, and I just want to bring it home to Palmer. I think that would be absolutely amazing and unique.
100%. And we got all the love sending it your way, Alaska love. So best of luck on Saturday, and we'll definitely follow back up with you. Just out of curiosity, when do you plan on coming back to town? When are you back in town?
So I fly back on Monday. It's a very short trip, just a week long. So I fly back on Monday, and with or without the Golden
Yes.
Spurtle, I do have there's two trophies with this, the Golden Spurt, the actual Golden Spurtle, and the Specialty Award. So
Okay.
with or without, but definitely with a lot of awesome memories.
I love it. The newsroom is buzzing, by the way. You got folks buzzing here. Okay, it's like a Lev Kelter winning a rugby medal buzzing. So we're having a good time here. So
Gotcha.
wishing you the best. Anything else you'd like to add about the competition, about your time there? Anything you want to say to your fellow Alaskans?
Oof, I don't know.
I think you laid it all out.
Thank all my sponsors. It really took a year in the making to make this happen. And Summit Spice had sponsored me along with the Scottish Highland. The Alaska. My husband's. Sorry, hold on a second. What's it? Thank BB. Oh, okay. My husband's saying thank my sponsors. I don't know if this will air, but yeah, I Summit Spice was one of my big sponsors, along with Alaska Restaurant Supply and the Alaskan Scottish Club and private sponsors as well. So I thank BB and a lot of my private sponsors as well. That's all.
Well, Georgia, thank you very much for taking a few moments, and let's stay in touch. Okay, we'll hit you up
Sure.
and see how you did on Saturday, and we'll be rooting for you.
Absolutely. Thank you, John.
All right, thank you, and hit us up with those pictures and video. Okay.
Absolutely.
Right.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks again to Georgia Barkwood for sitting down with us. We wish her the best of luck. Please like and subscribe to this podcast.